Hello folks, I've listened to you. There are going to be more performance cars in these videos. As it happens in this one, there's a couple of exceptionally good deals on performance cars, but because so many of you seem to want it, even if they're not the most amazing deals in the world. So what I'm going to do, if there are some particularly special performance cars where the deal is just below the average price, so as long as it sits below the average in the last 12 months rather than over it, I might include some of those in the videos just to keep you lot happy. Just bear in mind, they're not always going to be phenomenal prices. But there we are. You've spoken and I've listened. There's a link to Lease Loco in the video description and also now a QR code. And that means if you're watching on your telly, you can scan that with your phone and I can still get some credit for having sent you to Lease Loco, because otherwise I don't get paid. And according to my mortgage company, I need to get paid. So that's always a big help. And there's also a link to today's sponsors, ALA Insurance. So we're starting off with a cheap and cheerful for you. Some of these are 2-year deals, some are 3-year deals. So just keep your eyes open around this part of the screen and that will help you to tell the difference, I hope. Peugeot 208 1.2 Pure Tech 100 Allure, £217 a month with 651 up front, 352 litre boot, insurance group 21, 101 brake horsepower, 50 mpg, 10.1 seconds to 62. Average price on that's been 231, 281 at its peak. This is the lowest price we've seen it at, 217 quid. You can see the pricing is not particularly volatile on these. It's fairly stable. Great little car. They sell in good volumes, but this is the lowest price we've seen it. 651 up front and 217 a month on a 3-year deal. Say Ibiza is next. Quite a good price on this one, but not exceptional. 701 up front, 233 a month, 9.7 seconds to 62, 51 mpg, insurance group 15, 355 litres of boot space. 701 up front, 233 a month versus an average of 263 and a peak of 302. It has been 30 quid less than this in the past, but that was in September and it's been nowhere near it since. In fact, in recent times, lowest price it's been was about 255 quid. So 233, that looks like a good deal on what is a fabulous little car. Quite a good deal on the Corsa at the moment. 231 at its lowest point. It was 225, so only 6 quid more than it was at its lowest point. At its highest point, this particular spec was 379 quid, if you believe that. That's crazy. 267's been the average on it, though. This one's the Turbo Ultimate, so it's right up there in terms of the spec and everything. 693 up front, 231 a month. The Jeep Avenger 1.2 Summit, £292 a month with 877 up front, 10.6 seconds to 62, 50 mpg, 100 brake horsepower, insurance group 24 and 321 litres of boot space. Sorry if I'm a bit nasally, folks, but hay fever season is upon us again and I'm getting battered. 391 a month on average, 501 at its peak. Now last week this was 269 quid a month and it's gone back up to 292, but as you can see, up until like a week or two ago, it's been really strong money for quite a long time. I mean, we had a big patch there where it was 355 a month and went up to 400 a month. It's had a peak of 501 a month, an average of 391 a month, and it's currently 292 with 877 up front on a 3-year deal. This is quite a well-spec'd car for the money. It's the Peugeot 2008. This is a 2-year deal, 8.3 seconds to 62, 51 mpg, insurance group 23. This is the hybrid automatic, 907 up front with 302 a month. It's not a plug-in hybrid, so don't worry about that. You didn't need to plug it in anywhere. 439 a month's been the average on it, 683 at its peak. It has been a tenner less than it is right now, but this still looks like really good value. It's a factory order as well, so you'll be able to pick your colours and all that kind of stuff. Don't forget, when you pick paint colours or any kind of options, it could make your lease significantly more expensive, so choose carefully. Folks, this one's an absolute scorcher. This is the Citroen C5 Aircross 1.5 diesel max edition automatic. They've obviously just sort of announced the new one that looks pretty funky, so I guess they're getting rid of existing stock of the current model, and this one is in stock. 906 up front, 302 a month, 10.6 seconds to 62, 45 mpg, insurance group 19, 720 litres of boot space, 477 a month on average, 622 at its peak, and of course this is the lowest price we've seen it £302 a month with 906 up front. It's a lot of car for not that much money. And if you can live with the fact that in 12 months time or something, the new one will be knocking around on the streets, this could be a little bit of a bargain for you. That one is in stock, so you know, it probably will go quite quickly. So if you are interested, use that link to Lease Loco. Get on it right now. Folks, just a very quick reminder to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thanks. Another hybrid that you're not going to have to plug in that's on a good deal at the moment is the Nissan X-Trail 1.5 e-Power e-Force 213X Centre Premium 7-ster Auto. 7.2 seconds to 62, 44.8 mpg, 213 brake horsepower, 485 litres of boot space, insurance group 29, just over £1,000 up front and £352 a month. Peak on that one's been 579. On average, it's been 478, and it's currently 352. That's only £3 more than it was at its lowest point, and it's a really nice car, surprisingly good car actually. At least I was surprised by it when I had one in for review. It feels like it's come a long way since the previous incarnation of the X-Trail. As I said earlier, folks, today's video has been sponsored by ALA Insurance. They're a brilliant sponsor and a brilliant company to deal with. I've got gap insurance with them, and I suggest you do the same if you lease a car, if you buy a car. Gap insurance is well worth looking at. Don't forget, it's going to fill any gap between the insurance company payout and potentially what the lease company is asking you for, or if you're buying a car, it can make you whole again in terms of your car gets written off after 2 years. Insurance company pays you out X, but actually you paid this much. Well, you can get something called return to invoice gap cover, which will actually fill in that gap, which could be massively significant. They can also help you out with breakdown cover, scratch and dent cover, alloy wheel and tyre cover, all those kind of things. 10% off if you use the code JIM10 right now. And they've also got a special offer on, which is 0% finance if you choose to pay monthly. Don't forget, they don't have commission salespeople, they have customer service staff, and there's a massive difference between the two. Thanks to ALA, as always, for sponsoring today's video. 2-year in-stock deal on the Cupra Leon estate here. 361 a month with 1100 up front, 9 seconds to 62, 49.6 mpg, 150 horsepower, insurance group 21, and 620 litres of boot space. 462 has been the monthly average on it, 654 at its peak, and this is the lowest price we've seen it, £361 and 4 pence a month. That's the 1.5 ETSI V2 with the DSG automatic gearbox. Really good numbers on it, lovely car to drive, nice interior. I actually had one of these as a hire car in Spain last year, and I thought it was brilliant. No complaints about it whatsoever. Just under 1100 up front, 361 a month. It's in stock, and that one's a 2-year deal. We've also got the Cupra Ateca 1.5 Eco TSI V1 automatic, £325 a month with 977 up front, 9.3 seconds to 62. 42 mpg, insurance group 17, 510 litres of boot space, 345 a month on average, 426 at its peak. At its lowest point, it was £3 a month less than it is right now. It's £325 a month with 977 up front. Hyundai Tucson 1.5 hybrid N-Line. This one's in stock. The prices don't fluctuate too much on these, but the fact one of these is in stock, and it's always one of the most popular cars on Lease Loco, means it gets a mention here. And it's also lots of car for the money. 616 litres of boot space, insurance group 20, 215 brake horsepower, 48 mpg and 8.2 seconds to 62. And as you can see from that chart there, the price is bang bang average, but it's in stock, so you won't have to wait. Audi A3 30 TFSI Sport. This one's the A3 Saloon. £347 a month with 1042 up front, 9.7 seconds to 62, 52 mpg, insurance group 18, 425 litres of boot space. To put this into context, this is an Audi for Ford Focus money. And that's not a bad thing. 378 has been the average on it, 556 at its peak, and its lowest point it was 337, so it's a tenner less than it is now. But 347, that still looks like decent value. It's in stock, it won't hang around, so you know what to do if you want one. VW Passat 1.5 TSI e-hybrid R-Line DSG. This is the automatic plug-in hybrid. 8.1 seconds to 62, 510 litres of boot space, insurance group 32, 204 brake horsepower. This car can do a really sensible all-electric range as well. Look it up, but it's a really good number for a plug-in hybrid, and it's come a massive way since the last version of this, which you could probably do 20 miles in on electric power alone. £924 a month at its peak, 655 on average, and its lowest point it was 370. We're only £7 a month more than that, and it's in stock. 377 a month with 1133 up front. That's a really good car for that kind of money. The Passat is always one of the most popular estate cars going. To get a plug-in hybrid for that kind of change is very good. That's a 2-year deal, by the way. I think you know how much I love these by now. It's the Genesis G70. It's the 2-litre turbo, 245 brake horsepower, automatic with the innovation pack thrown in. 6.1 seconds to 62, 33 mpg, insurance group 39, 330 litres of boot space. Average on it's been 748, 965 at its peak. At its lowest point, it was 371, which was a couple of weeks ago. But as you can see, prices are creeping back up again. 392 currently with 1176 up front. It's in stock. When these are gone, they are gone, because Genesis are going to stop doing full petrol, full diesel cars. They're going to move to hybrid and electric only. So get one of these while you can. It's an exceptionally good piece of kit. Lovely thing that absolutely rivals the Germans. Brilliant car. Get on it if you're interested. We've got a couple more Genesis cars coming up later on, and the same thing applies to those. They're not going to do full-on petrols or full-on diesels anymore, so they are dumping their existing stock. Cupra Terramar 1.5 ETSI 150 V1 DSG, 9.3 seconds to 62, 46 mpg, insurance group 21. This one's a 3-year deal, nearly 1,200 up front and nearly 400 a month. Average price on it's been 432, 491 at its peak. Lowest point is right now £396.82 a month with 1,190 up front. Still in stock deals around on the plug-in hybrid Golf. That's the 272 brake horsepower version, 6.6 seconds to 62. Currently 425 a month, 1,276 up front, still in stock. Here is the G70 shooting brake from Genesis. So this is sort of the estate version of that G70 we looked at before. So similar numbers on that one. 1,281 up front, 427 a month. 712 has been the average on that, 742 at its peak, and this of course is the lowest price we've seen it, 1281 up front and 427 a month. That's the one I'd go for out of the two, just simply for the added practicality, although that diesel engine can be a wee bit gruff, which doesn't suit the car, which is the absolute height of refinement in every other way. So I probably prefer the petrol engine, but it won't do you too far wrong, particularly if you're doing big mileage, because that diesel will get you a bit more MPG as well. You've got the VW T-Roc 2-litre TSI 300 4Motion R Black Edition. So this is your T-Roc R, crazy little thing. 1,285 up front, 428 a month, 4.9 seconds to 62, 32 mpg, 300 brake horsepower, insurance group 35 and 392 litres of boot space. 514 has been the average on it, 598 at its peak, 422 at its lowest point. We're currently about £5 or £6 a month, more than that, at £428 a month with 1,285 up front. That's a serious amount of performance in quite a small package, and I can see why people like them so much, because that is going to be a laugh, isn't it? BMW 1 Series, this is the M135 X-Drive Steptronic Automatic, 4.9 seconds to 62, 37 mpg, 300 brake horsepower, 380 litres of boot space, 1,292 up front and 430 a month. Average on that one's been 534, at its peak 784. Has been a lot lower than this though. It went down to 359 at one point, which was just a few weeks ago. But for a lot of the year, this car's been well over £500 a month, and indeed closer to £600 a month. Currently £430 a month with 1,292 up front. Next, we've got the VW Tayron. Yes, it's called a Tayron and not a Tayron. 2-litre diesel R-Line DSG automatic. This one's the 7-seat version, 9.7 seconds to 62, 47 mpg, 345 litres of boot space. That's with all the seats up, but it's about 900 with the seats down from memory. Insurance Group 26, 150 brake horsepower. Brilliant car. I've just reviewed one of these on the channel, so go and check that out. It's one of my most recent review videos. I loved it, actually. I only spent a short time in the car, but my initial impressions of it were very, very impressive. Interiors come up massively, by the way. It's starting to feel like VW again. 888 at its peak, 588 on average, currently 493 with 1480 up front. That's on a 2-year deal. Another spicy one for you, another spicy BMW is the M135 X-Drive Steptronic Auto, 4.9 seconds to 62, 37.7 mpg, 300 brake horsepower. Insurance Group 31 and 430 litres of boot space, 1431 up front and 477 a month. Average on that's been 663. At its peak, 826, and its lowest point was about £1.30 less than it is right now. It's £477 a month with 1431 up front. I've also got the Focus ST EcoBoost 2.3 litre with the track pack, £521 a month with 1563 up front. 5.7 seconds to 62, 35 mpg, 280 brake horsepower. Insurance Group 27. This one is a 3-year deal. 584's been the average on it. At its lowest point, it was way less than this. It was 120 quid a month less than this, but at its peak, it was 725. Average on its 584. It's currently 521 with 1563 up front. Another Genesis for you now. This is the land barge. This is the luxury cruiser. If you're doing big mileage, this is a great thing to do them in. 1607 up front and 535 a month gets you in this exceptional car. Is of course the Genesis G80 2.5 litre turbo luxury line, automatic with the innovation pack. 6 seconds to 62, 32.9 mpg, 304 brake horsepower. Insurance Group 43, 424 litres of boot space, 953 on average, 1128 at its peak. 534 is the lowest price it's been. It's currently 535. Again, it's in stock. Again, once these are gone, they will be gone forever. Genesis are absolutely dumping that stock at the moment, and you need to get hold of it while you can, because it won't hang around. The cars are phenomenal. I mean phenomenal. We've got the BMW 5 Series. This is the plug-in hybrid 530e M Sport, 6.3 seconds to 62, 520 litres of boot space. Insurance Group 39, nearly 300 brake horsepower. 792 a month's been the average on it, 944 at its peak. At its lowest point, it was actually 505. That was 2 weeks ago. But currently it's 644, which is way beneath the average and obviously way beneath that peak price on it. 1932 up front and 644 a month. It's in stock, so it will go. And then we've got the big daddy from the Genesis range. It's the GV80 2.5 litre sport all-wheel drive innovation pack. If you're looking at X5, if you're looking at even Range Rover, or any of those big sort of statement SUVs, this will give them a run for their money in a lot of different ways, actually. £2,000 up front, 677 a month, 6.9 seconds to 62, 25 mpg, Insurance Group 46 and 735 litres of boot space, 304 brake horsepower, 687 a month has been the average on it, and that's literally just because they did an adjustment in the car back in February, and the price has been that ever since. Last year, significantly more expensive than this, over £1,000. 733 at its peak since February. 677.76 is the lowest price it's been since then, for what it's worth. £2,000 up front, 677 a month. Just to keep you performance fans happy, there's BMW M2. It's bang average price at the moment. In fact, I think it's like a tenner a month over the average. But 4 seconds to 62, 700 quid a month, 2,100 up front. And then finally, we've got the BMW X5 X-Drive 50e M Sport with the Pro Pack. It's a petrol plug-in hybrid, 4.8 seconds to 62, 500 litres of boot space, insurance group 49 and 489 brake horsepower. 2.5 grand up front, 832 a month on a 3-year deal. 1100 a month has been the average on this one, 1260 at its peak. This is the lowest price we've seen it by quite a way, at £832.98 a month. Folks, please use that link to Lease logo. Please subscribe to the channel, please. Subscription numbers are really down at the moment, and that makes me sad. So do me a favor, click the like, then click the subscribe. It costs you nothing. It does help me out. And don't forget now, if you want to show your support for the channel, you can get yourself a t-shirt or a mug on my website, and the prices are really good and the quality is exceptional, because I spent a lot of time finding someone that could offer both of those things. Thanks again for watching the video. Don't forget to go and support the sponsors, ALA Insurance. I'll catch you on the next one. Huge thanks to all my channel members for your continued support. I really do appreciate it.